Hey traders, it's Friday. This is Marco and we have another bar by bar. And today you can see here on the chart already on the top left corner, this is a day with a lot of news events, and the first events came up around 7:30 in the morning, and this is where the chart here is right now. So I will draw some, let's say, some box here. That's simply a meaning to stay out of any trades. And we will start from here now for the trading day. You can see in front of you the ES chart. It's the 0323 contract. And this is a 2000 tick chart. And yeah, let's get to it already. So 7:30 the news event, and usually during news, I'm not trading, I'm not touching anything, I'm just waiting it out, because imagine you enter a trade here or you're stuck in a trade and then suddenly the news comes. So this huge bar here will cause you big problems. So just stay out of any news trades. And usually that takes around like 15 minutes to calm down. So we're scrolling a bit forward here, and I will start with the price action chart now. So what we can see here, prices were moving between the overnight highs and overnight lows pretty much. And yeah, there is no clear bias. So right now this is a range day for me. When I'm coming to the PC and I'm seeing this is for me like ranging, and yeah, in ranges we can take trades both directions, either longs of support or shorts of resistance. And also we try to find always the shorter term channels. So I'm starting drawing with this now. This is congestion. You can see it's like going very much sideways here. Maybe there's some trend here working lower. We have to see if there's a reaction of the range lows, and there is. So maybe we can extend this a bit, and I'm coloring my channels always so it's a better overview. You get a better idea of what's happening. And prices are trending lower here. We are testing the overnight lows, but right now it's a difficult situation because we have this downtrend working here, and yeah, it's right at the range support. This looks interesting, but also the thing is we are right here at the support of the range. So this is like going short into the support, and I don't like this because usually in range days we are not trading the breakouts, but we are fading the breakouts. That means when prices are dropping out of the range, then we are trading back inside the range. So we're skipping this trade here. This looks interesting now because you can see prices were trending above the EMA, coming back, but this is congestion now. You can see 3 or more bars are stacked up, and yeah, still the situation is the same. We have the first break here of this downtrend, and we expect a retest of the lows, but yeah, as I said, there's right below the range support, so we're skipping this. And we can see prices move sideways here. Can draw like this a bit here, like this. This is the shorter term channel working higher. First break, so we wait for retest. Retest is happening. This is pure congestion here. Can draw that for you so you can see it better. Many traders write me and tell me that they have problems in recognizing congestion. I can understand this because I also had problems recognizing this, especially in live charts. So with time you will learn this, especially if you start drawing congestion. Whenever congestion is forming, then you train your eye to recognize this. Yeah, right now prices go sideways here. Can even draw like this, but what we will do, we will extend this bigger range here from the overnight, because you can see there's clearly some support forming right of this range support here. We had a break of the shorter term channel here, this blue, and a retest of the lows. So if you consider this short here, I think it's a bit too risky, because you can see prices are bouncing off this range support, but also there's no clear rejection of this support. So there's clearly no bias right now. And whenever this happens, then I'm skipping any trade. So prices breaking out of this range one more time, making a new low. So this channel here, this blue downtrend, could be played out by now. And yeah, now this is the opening. You can see this in change of color. It's 8:30 Central Time. It's when markets are opening, and we are pushing higher here. So right now the momentum is more to the long side. So we look for potential longs if they are forming up within the trend. And also we always want to see and test direction at the EMA. And you can see prices are pushing above the EMA, pulling back here, finding some potential support. But again, this is ranging here. So right now, nothing to consider. And finally, we go higher here, and this looks like a channel. You can see there's like a spike. It's a push above the EMA, and prices create some kind of flatter channel here. So I'm always drawing this. If you read Mack's manual, then you know this is a spike in channel structure, and prices go higher here, but we are not pushing back to the EMA. And we would like to see a pullback to the EMA to take, for example, a second entry long, but this is not happening here. This signal bar is bad here, and also, again, you can see it, this is congestion. I will not draw it like every time now, but train your eye to recognize this, because most of your losers, I'm sure, happen in congestion. Prices trending higher here, potential first break of this spike and channel structure. So we have to see what's happening, or that could be a bigger structure. I can extend this maybe a bit like this, also to the top side. You can see prices fit in neatly, like the channel support is respected, the channel resistance is respected. So this is what we want to see in a valid channel structure. But also don't forget, the longer a channel exists, the higher the chance that prices will break the structure. And this is an interesting trade here, I must say, because you can see prices made a new low here. So first entry short, second entry short. So when prices tick above this high here, then we will stop all the shorts that coming back in here and trying to take a scalp back to the EMA. But problem with that, you can see it most probably, we are going long right into the last highs, and we're going long into the midline of this, let's call it bigger range structure. And when there are like several levels in the way to achieve your scalp profit, and this time it's like the high, the last high, and the midline of the channel, then I'm always careful, because they can represent strong resistance where prices cannot get through. And you could go long here and it could turn right back on you. Also, you can see this bar is flying a bit above the EMA, and whenever this is the case, I'm careful with taking a trade that far away from the EMA. So we're skipping this and see how this plays out. We're staying inside this channel. Maybe we have to increase it a bit, because right now we are testing the upper resistance here. Excuse me, I'm having a dry throat. I'm speaking so much. Pushing higher here, finding some resistance, pushing lower. We are not touching the channel line, and just now we're touching the EMA and the channel line, but yeah, this is no setup here. This could be interesting because you can see prices made a new high here. First entry long, pull back, second entry long, but it's congestion. This signal bar is bad. I would like to see a green signal bar with a finish up here to take a long here of the EMA, of the key entry point. So if you're aggressive, you can take it here, but as I said before, most losers are happening in congestion, so we are not taking this trade here because there are 3 or more bars are stacked up at the same level, and also this channel structure is pretty tight. If we see like a much bigger structure like this, for example, then I feel more confident taking along because there's more room to the other side of the channel. If the resistance is here, you go along right here, and yeah, there's not too much room. And also it looks very stacked up here. Would have worked, but that doesn't matter. Prices go higher here, testing the resistance one more time. And yeah, all we can do is simply waiting right now. There's a shorter term channel working lower here. Break, no setup here. Higher low. Now we're breaking the structure for good. But also notice the time. We have like 8:50 here, and at 9 o'clock there was a news event, the ISM Services PMI. So I'm doing the same thing that I did before. I'm drawing this box here, so we know that we have to stay out of trades, because imagine you enter a trade now and you are not scalping out because simply prices are like slow or it's not moving at all. Then you're stuck in the trade and the news event is coming, and yeah, then you have a big problem. Here's a shorter term channel working lower. It's hard to see now because of this blue box here. We have the first break of this green uptrend channel, so we would like to see a retest of the highs. There's a higher low right here, but the thing is, as I said before, it's difficult to take a trade now 5 minutes before the news event. Also, this wick here on the top worries me a bit, and this setup would be just a higher low. So it's not enough. I would like to see a failure or something like this. So we're skipping this. Now there is the failure here. You can see the new low, first entry short, second entry short. So if prices break above this level, and there's a chance then that prices take off. But yeah, the news event is too close to take any trade right now, so we are not considering, and also it's a bit congestive here. And this is the news, 9 o'clock. You can see if you went into this trade here or here and you're not out of the trade yet, then this news is deciding for you what to do. And most probably it would be a stop out here. There is some structure here, some strong pushes lower. I will remove this box now because it's annoying a bit to see this box all the time in the background. There is there's a first entry short right now and a potential second entry short. If you consider this, I can understand the trade while taking this, but also this channel here working lower, it's not pretty clear. If I make it like very clean, then you can see prices trending lower, potentially overshooting this channel. Whenever there's an overshoot, we can expect a break of the structure. If you extend the channel like this, then you see there's a bigger channel here. But we have a problem now with the overall structure, because this is an uptrend. We had the first break, so we expect a retest of the highs. And we have this channel working lower here with the first break, so we expect a retest of the lows. So you have like two conflicting patterns, and also it's quite close to the news. It's only 1 minute after the news, so hard to say. I would stay out here because simply it's too close to the news and the structure is not clear here. Also, it's going short directly into the midline of this range here that we draw before. So yeah, skipping this and see what's happening. We had the break, retest of the lows, and going a bit higher from here. Finding some resistance here now. This red line is the close of yesterday's price action of the yesterday trading day. And we're going sideways. You can see we go up and down, so there's no clear structure. This is a push below the EMA with a potential bounce here, but I would like to see this bar finishing above the EMA. This is finishing below, so nothing to take. The shorter term channel here broke with retest of the lows, and you can see we're finding some support here. This is range and congestion, nothing to consider. You can see this support that I drew here is respected a couple of times now. Let me zoom out a bit, and we are pushing higher again. And this is interesting here because it's a higher low, and you can see this structure here. This shorter term uptrend structure is in play, but I would like to see a clear reversal, not just a higher low. And it's right into the last highs here. And you can see if you check this bar, prices went to this level, pulled back. Then one bar later, prices pulled again into this level, pulled back. So there is some resistance, you can see it, and taking a long right into this level where prices pulled back 2 times. It's risky. I think a higher low is not enough to consider this trade. So we're skipping this for now, even though it's tempting because it's a very nice bullish bar. But yeah, we cannot influence this. Yeah, prices ranging here, taking higher now, strong pushes above the EMA, very strong pushes. So maybe there's a bigger structure in play. Let's see, maybe I can find like that doesn't fit too well. Maybe it's also spike and channel. Let's see how this forms. That looks interesting. Something like this. Maybe we are approaching also the range resistance here. And let's see how prices react. We are breaking out of this range here to the top side and breaking this shorter term channel here for the first time. And this is interesting because it looks like a second entry long, and it's the first break of this shorter term channel here. So we expect retest of the highs, but the problem is it's again into the range highs. And also, yeah, it's not a clear second entry. We are not breaking higher here. And like visually, this is only one leg down, pull back. So there could be a second leg and continuation, even though this bar here is like very, very bullish. But yeah, this is only first entry right into the range highs, so I think I have to skip this. And we are testing the breakout area of this range. You can see prices broke, come back, and testing this area right now. And we're going higher here. Maybe there's a bigger channel in play. Something like this could be. Let's see. There's a similar pattern what we had here. Let me color this and remove this. You can see it better how I drew this. Something like this. First break of the structure, but this shorter term downtrend is in play, so we need to see a clear second entry here. But yeah, this is not happening. We are dropping below the EMA again, and yeah, forming congestion here. This is still the breakout area out of the range. And you can see, like, in general, this is like very sideways now. Prices go up here, come down, go up here. There's maybe some range coming up, some smaller range on top here. Let's see. Like this. Now we're going higher, so I will remove this for now. And this structure here, maybe it's even bigger than I expected, but the structure looks fine. So that could be the first break of the structure. So we are expecting retest of the highs, but there's no setup forming here. You can see this is like congestion, and we stay out of congestion. We take clear second entries within the trend, for example, and we retested the highs. That could be one leg, pullback second leg. So right now I'm unsure what to think, because this uptrend structure broke and prices retested the extreme. Now we see some strong bullish bar forming here, but we have already a new high in place. So taking along after new high, this is very risky, so I cannot take this. Would have worked. This is a second entry now within this push higher here, but it's the same story as before. We have already a new high in place, so maybe we can look for some bigger structure or some other spike. That could be a possibility. The midline is fitting pretty well, but the lower side of the channel I don't like too much, so maybe we decrease the size and play it like this. So that would be a spike and channel again. With this bar looks more interesting now, but this bar has 14 ticks, and yeah, it's so far above the EMA, so I would be really careful taking along right now. So not sure about this, and when we are not sure, we're skipping. You know the drill already. Yeah, good that we skipped, because you would be into the trade and they would stop you out. So this structure here is not valid. When this bar, if this bar closed a bit closer to the EMA, I must tell you that I would like this trade on the second entry with key entry point support of the EMA, but a finish up high here, the move can be over. And yeah, always consider this. For this purpose, we are using the ATR. This is like the like average range of the candlesticks, like the size of the bars, and the ATR is 11 ticks right now, and this bar here had 14 ticks. So you can understand that with 14 ticks the move could be over already when the average size of the bar is 11 ticks. Yeah, so we're pushing lower here. I removed this structure because we had the retest of the highs, and we're pushing lower. This is again congestion here, so nothing to consider. Let me draw it quickly. And maybe there is some bigger, let me see if I can draw it somehow like this. The highs here, maybe there's like some range, but the highs and lows are not consistent enough yet, so cannot draw it. It goes up and down, so really no clear structure here. Not ideally to take any trades because yeah, we would like to see clear structure. This starts to make sense now. Let's see, maybe it's like something like this here. If we draw it like in this, then we have this shorter term channel here, break new low, this uptrend, break, potential retest, bounce off this resistance here of the channel, and we're going lower from here, extending. There's some potential support. Nothing interesting, I must say. This is too stacked up. It's in the middle of ranges, and in the beginning I said we like to see longs of range support or shorts of range resistance, but this is not happening here. Going higher, maybe some shorter term channel here, breaking the structure, forming resistance. Interesting now, because maybe I will draw it like this. Prices made this high here, tested it once, pulling back. Ooh, testing it twice. Okay, this is interesting now because the play here is a range, and we broke out of this range. Most breakouts fail. This uptrend structure played out. We had the break retest of the highs, and first breakout of this range here. This shorter term channel here working higher broke, new extreme, and we are finding some resistance here. You can see prices made this high here, tested it once, pulling back, tested it twice, and we're finishing this bar strong bearish here. This is a very strong bearish bar. There's not too much space to the EMA, but I like the setup because most breakouts fail and the uptrend played out. So I like to take this short here. It's 14 ticks. This is very high risk. Ideally, it would be to place a limit order around here at the finish of this bar and see if price is coming back. If not, taking a short right here, I think this is very, very risky. I would not recommend because there is no space back to the EMA. So if you can get into this trade with a limit order like here, then I think it's worth it. And if not, then yeah, skip this trade. Don't risk it. It's a 16 tick stop loss. And yeah, most probably we would be not into this trade because we can see prices finished here and continued. We didn't pull back here. So yeah, this is a pity because this is a very strong push lower here. All the longs got in, thought we would break out of this range and go higher here. And yeah, they're taking them. And you can see like the order of the bars here is strong bearish bars with almost perfect finishes. That means that many longs got stopped, and this is covering of the losses. And yeah, strong push here, but as I said, very risky because of the size of the bar. But notice this resistance and the context, and I really like this trade here. So we're going lower here, still inside the range. I must draw this support here because it's worth mentioning, because we bounced so many times off it now. Whew. we have now new low, first entry, second entry, but yeah, hard to say, really. I'm afraid of the strong bullish bars here. They're pushing higher, rebounding off this range high, but we broke out already of this range. So not sure about the context. I like that the second entry short and this shorter term downtrend was not retested yet. Or if you say this is a break and retest of the lows, then it's played out. But the context is not very clear here. And yeah, I would skip this for now. Congestion. And we are breaking through the support. We're breaking or testing this range support here, bouncing off it. And this is interesting because you can see price at new low here. It's a first entry, but you can consider this maybe as a hidden second entry. If the bar broke one tick lower here, then it would be a clear second entry. And also we have some key entry points here. We have the EMA working lower. We have this potential support that now can turn into resistance. But yeah, I must say this is also a rejection of the range support. So again, it's not ideally to take a trade here. And yeah, also it's not a clear second entry short. I would like to see a clear second entry short to take a trade here, but it's not there. But when a pattern looks like something that we know, we can trade it like this. But I always skip it now because really I'm not sure about this rejection here, even though this is one push lower, pullback, second push lower. So there were already two pushes lower. So yeah, you see how I'm fighting. I will skip this. Okay, now we have a clear second entry short, but no signal bar. So we cannot enter here. Would have worked, of course, if the bar finished like touched the EMA here and finished a bit higher, then this is a short to take, because then you can see prices got rejected by the EMA once, price got rejected by the EMA twice, and that would be a lower high as well. And this is always confirmation of momentum that we're going lower. So yeah, if we touched it here and it would close bearish here, then this is a must take second entry short. But it's not happening, so let's not waste time with this. Going lower here, breaking the range to the low side. And I want to speak with you about this. We are breaking out of the range, pushing higher and forming this potential reversal here. But the problem is we had already a breakout to the top side. We had now a breakout to the lower side. If there was no breakout before, then I would feel very confident taking a long here, because most breakouts fail. But since we had breakouts already, and it's like 2 in the number, we could see the first break of this structure here working lower and the retest of the lows. And again, this is congestive here. I know this is going sometimes like this, that setups look perfect, but the context is not right. So we're just skipping this. Yeah. Really, if there was no breakout before, then I would love to take this setup, because yeah, then it means that prices go back inside the range. But like this, I cannot take. Prices push higher now, finding some resistance, support at the EMA. Maybe we go even higher, something like this in this bigger structure. And we're meeting the range resistance again. Second entry long here, right of the key entry point. The key entry point is the channel. but flying so above the EMA, I would like to see a touch of the EMA. That would be such a great setup if prices came down here, because then you have 2 key entry points, even 3. You have the midline of the range, you have the EMA and the trend channel, but it's not happening. And yeah, so we have to skip. Good that we skipped. It wouldn't be a stop out, but yeah, as I said, when bars are flying above the EMA, then we are not taking the trades, because yeah, the move could be that you get into the trade and we get the pull back and then take off. So yeah, this is always the problem with taking trades above EMA. So yeah, that's it for today. Again, if you saw last week's bar by bar, last Friday bar by bar, you know there was not a single trade. And also today doesn't look much better. Let me see, so we can zoom in a bit more. Yeah, news event 2, 1, news event 2, and yeah, the structure pretty much how we had it. So there was a spike in channel, no clear setup here of the support, so nothing we can take. News event, then we're going sideways, finding some support here, pushing strongly higher, breaking again, retest of the highs. No clear setups. Maybe there are many aggressive trades, but I like to stay out of those. Just taking the short things. In my opinion, short things can be different for you, of course. But yeah, then we're ranging out. We're touching this range resistance a few times. We're breaking out here, and this is the only trade that I liked so far. But I spoke about the cons of this trade. Ideally would be to get in here with a limit order. But yeah, this is a decision you have to make if 14 ticks is in your risk parameters, or if 14 ticks is simply too much. Yeah, pushing lower here. This was very interesting. We spoke about this, but not a clear second entry short. The second entry short came here, but yeah, it's flying below the EMA. So nothing to take. And yeah, we're testing the range resistance here. So that's it. I hope you had a nice trading week, a good trading week, and I hope you can stay patient in this kind of markets, because you need it. You can see there are many reasons to take a trade here, but you must stay patient, because yeah, a loser hurts, especially on Fridays. I wish you a great weekend. Speak to you next week. See you.